The year is 1635. The scorching sun beats down on the deck of a crowded ship, the stench of sweat and despair thick in the air. Aboard are hundreds of Africans, ripped from their homes and destined for a life of forced labor in the Caribbean. Among them is Afolabi, a young warrior from Nigeria, his eyes filled with defiance. "I will not be a slave. I would rather face the sea itself than submit to their cruelty. We may be outnumbered, but our spirit is strong. We will fight for a chance at freedom, even if the odds are stacked against us." A sudden storm rages, the fury of the ocean mirroring the turmoil in Afolabi's heart. The ship splinters against unforgiving waves, and Afolabi finds himself thrown into the churning sea. Some of the captives perish, but Afolabi, fueled by an indomitable will to survive, clings to a piece of debris. Fate throws him and a handful of others onto the shores of a lush green island, St. Vincent. Feeling disoriented, Afolabi encounters the Arawak people, the island's indigenous inhabitants. Their language is a symphony of unfamiliar sounds, their faces etched with suspicion.
Waila, Waila.
Suddenly, a young Arawak woman, Ayaba, steps forward. She speaks in a hesitant mix of Yoruba and Arawak, and words are exchanged.
Orki nse iwonibi? What brings you here, my friend?
Afolabi's eyes widen in surprise. He speaks back to Ayaba in slow, broken Yoruba.
I am Afolabi. We were shipwrecked. We need rest and shelter.
The Arawak chief reluctantly allows them to stay. He lowers his spear. "Ayaba, tell the Africans they are welcome here. The enemy of our enemy is our friend. Tell them we can offer them rest, but warn them that the land is not always peaceful." Ayaba, a young Arawak woman, held the key to understanding. Years ago, fate had taken her far from St. Vincent. Captive on the neighboring island of Barbados, she toiled as a kitchen maid. There, amidst the clatter of pots and the rising steam of exotic dishes, she befriended some Yoruba women, their language a melody unlike anything she'd known. Now, with the shipwrecked Africans on their shores, Ayaba's limited Yoruba became a fragile bridge, a lifeline of communication across the vast gulf of language. The Arawak teach the Africans about the island's bounty, while the Africans share their knowledge of metalworking and warfare. A bond of respect grows between Afolabi and Dumaine. Years pass, and the fledgling community thrives. A new culture emerges, a blend of African and Arawak traditions. They call themselves Garifuna, the people of freedom. A tremor of unease, however, rippled through the village. A lookout, his voice sharp with alarm, called out from his post. In the distance, a speck on the horizon grew larger, revealing the unmistakable silhouette of a European ship. The British, driven by their insatiable avarice, had returned.
We will not yield our home. We fought for our freedom once, and we will fight again.
Led by General Sir Ralph Abercrombie, British forces faced fierce resistance from Garifuna warriors under the leadership of Chief Joseph Chatoye.
The spirit of our ancestors flows through us. We are Garifuna. We are free. The white men come with booming weapons, but we know this land. We are like the wind through the trees, swift and silent. We will fight with the fury of the hurricane and the cunning of the jaguar.
The British attempt to claim the island for their colonies, a threat the Garifuna refused to accept. Unlike the rigid formations of the British, the Garifuna fight with a fluidity born from their connection to the land. They know every hidden path, every dense thicket. They strike like ghosts from the undergrowth, vanishing before the British can retaliate. Fear and confusion grip the British ranks. News of the Garifuna's defiance spreads like wildfire. They become a symbol of resistance for other oppressed groups facing colonial rule. The British, frustrated by their losses and the Garifuna's ability to adapt, are forced to reevaluate their tactics. The initial battles are a testament to the Garifuna's resilience and unwavering defense of their homeland. While the British possess more firepower, the Garifuna's adaptability and mastery of the terrain make it impossible for them to gain a decisive advantage. This innovative approach, born from the Garifuna's deep connection to their island, frustrates the British.
We must be like the river, ever-changing, ever-flowing. We cannot meet them head-on, but we can wear them down, sap their strength.
The Garifuna launch a series of covert operations, disrupting British supply lines and morale. They poison wells, set fire to camps under the cover of darkness, and disappear like phantoms before the British can react. The once confident British soldiers become jittery and paranoid.
I want to go home, Cuthbert. I miss my mummy so badly.
The jungle itself becomes a weapon. Every rustle of leaves, every chirp of a bird becomes a potential enemy in the eyes of the weary British soldiers. Meanwhile, the Garifuna spirit remains unbroken. The women tirelessly care for the wounded. The elders share stories of past victories to keep hope alive. The fight for St. Vincent is not just about land. It's a fight for their very identity, their right to exist as the Garifuna people.
This island is cursed. These fighters are relentless. It's time to cut our losses and retreat.
Ultimately, the Battle of San Vicente ended in a stalemate, with neither side able to claim a decisive victory. Although the British would eventually forcibly remove the Garifuna from St. Vincent in 1797, the legacy of their resistance continues to inspire Garifuna communities today. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the history of the Garifuna people. Their story is one of resilience, courage, and unwavering determination. It's a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the fight for freedom is never truly over. The Garifuna spirit lives on today. Their rich culture, a blend of African and Arawak traditions, continues to thrive in St. Vincent, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. If you enjoyed this story of the Garifuna people, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. We explore untold stories of history, culture, and the human spirit.